born in Carlton, Victoria, but I used to jokingly say you were born in beer country. The reason why she was born down there was because my dad was in the army and we travelled around a lot. And when we moved up to Brisbane, my mum put her foot down and said, we're buying a house. And this was in 1976. My very first memory of our childhood actually took place there. I don't really count the other places we lived because I don't think Trina really recalled them at all, even though I recalled a few snippets. But I noticed that when I went into my bedroom and then out on my bed and looked out the window, out the backyard, you could look over a vast sea of roofs, and in the middle of all those roofs there was a chimney. I didn't know it was a chimney at the time. It had a nice crenellated marble feature on the top. I thought, that looks like a castle. And so I spun this story to Trina, sitting on my bed looking out the window, that we were fairy princesses and that's our castle. And so one night, in our nighties, we cut out a pair of wings each, taped them to the back of our nighties, and went down the road in the dark. I don't know where our parents were. All set to go on an adventure and find our castle. And we got down to the bottom of the street, and the little boy came out of the house and said, who are you? And we got so scared we ran all the way back up, and we never... that sort of taught me the consequence of letting my imagination run away with me. Then we had Mrs. Hackett, who lived up the road, and a very appropriate name because she gave us our haircuts. I think we had quite an idyllic childhood in all. I'm certainly very grateful that I grew up in that time. And when I was going through all of our photos of when we were young, most of them we were together in our photos. So there wasn't very many of Trina by herself or me by myself. So I think we were very close when we were little. Of course, we grew apart as we went off to school because I was 3.5 years older than her. We weren't really in the same school for very long. I'd go off to high school and she's still in primary school, and we had our own circle of friends. But, we got along quite well. The only real argument I can remember having was we used to live vicariously out the backyard a lot in summer. And I remember Dad had the record player. Yes, we had record player. Went through the cyclone. We went through Cyclone Tracy. And he used to play records out in the backyard. And he liked to play a lot of old crooners. And he had one record which had a song on it called Laura. Tell Laura I love her. And it's about some race car driver who kills himself and in a race car accident, and it's like a heart-rending chorus. Tell Laura I love her, tell Laura not to cry, I love you, I'll never die. And Trina loved that record. And but I hated playing it over and over again. We got in a ding-dong row and only ended when Dad took the record player away. She took the very conservative route of going school, primary school, high school, and then into university, where she studied social work, as probably a lot of you know. And then she got a job with the government and went off the rails a bit. But I don't really know that much about that part of Trina's life, so I shall pass it on to someone who does.
So please treat yourself gently, don't you go crazy, wondering what's in that 90%. 'Cause we can be foolish, passionate, childish. Please let us let go this grieving lament. How can you lie there in love and in agony? I want you, darling, to sleep well tonight. So please treat yourself gently, don't you go crazy, wondering what's in that 90%. So please treat yourself gently, don't you go crazy, wondering what's in that 90%.